Exploring theology, doctrine, and all of the fascinating subjects in between, broadcasting from an undisclosed location, Dead Men Walking starts
now.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Dead Men Walking Podcast. We appreciate you coming along for the ride. We appreciate you guys checking out dmwpodcast.com, checking out the merch, supporting the show. It always helps. And, of course, this episode is brought to you by Jacob's Supply, 7555 Lewis Avenue, quality building products at wholesale pricing right here in Temperance, Michigan. He is a brother in the Lord. We absolutely love him, and you should definitely check him out. What he does is he buys all the wholesale stuff, passes on the savings to you, appliances, roofing, decking, all that kind of cool stuff. Even if you're listening in Ohio, Indiana, parts of northern Michigan, drive on down, check it out. It's worth the drive. Also, Reform Sage, Nick, the owner of reformsage.com, friend of ours, has all kinds of cool stuff. Snarky t-shirts, coasters, hats. He also owns reformedroasters.com. So if you have a coffee itch, go check that out. Support both of those guys. Cool. Now that we got the business out of the way, we have Mr. Paul Pirrone in studio today. How are you doing, Paul?
Doing good. Don't you just love Jacob's Supply?
I do.
I love Jacob. He's a great guy.
You know, it's funny. He's a sponsor of the show, and I just saw one of your ads come out with Jacob talking about kind of how you came alongside of him and helped him with that business, that booming business he's got going over there.
Oh, I'll never forget showing up at his house where he had the biggest garage sale on earth.
Okay.
Like, that's how they did it for years. They just had tarps, and there was windows and doors under tarps, and you go to this tarp section and have, you know what I mean, showers and
in a residential area.
In a residential area, and I got that call. Hey, this guy's got semis coming down this road because we were about to stick $450,000 into the road.
Right.
So we go over there and we're like, hey, you can't have semis going down this road because, I mean, you figure loads of trucks with tile and all, they're heavy loads.
Yeah.
And so, instead of saying, hey, you're shut down, red tape, get out of here.
Yeah, fine you, whatever.
You know what I mean? We said, hey, let's work together. Let's team up. Let's partner up. Let's get you a home here in Bedford and see you thrive. And boy, he has.
Yeah, he's
really exploded. He's got a great business model of helping people. And he has truly been a blessing to this community and to so many people.
For sure.
So many people. So
we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. So Paul Pirrone, supervisor at Bedford Township, largest community in Monroe County. He's a friend of mine for quite a few years. Went to church with him for many years as well, too. Mm-hmm. He's a brother in the Lord. And now running for state representative, which is quite the, I don't know, it's fun, right? I mean, it's a lot of work.
It's insane,
right?
Definitely different than local because, I wasn't prepared for a lot that comes with running for state level, the endorsement surveys.
Sure.
Unbelievable how many endorsement surveys come to your, mailbox. And it's like, it's overwhelming because a lot of these things you don't know about or don't really understand, so it's a learning curve as well.
And they're looking for particular answers on like one or two subjects to get an endorsement.
Oh, yeah.
That's what people don't realize. You could be very well suited for a certain endorsement. If you give a wrong answer on one thing that they don't maybe particularly align with, or the people who fund those align with, they'll just go, no, we don't want to endorse you.
Yeah, so it's been interesting, but it's been really good. We've been working hard. All the money I've raised has been local, from a lot of my past supporters and people that love me here in Bedford and support me. And my family's working hard. My son's knocked over 3,500 doors. You'll see him on his one wheel cruising around. Yeah,
on
my
his
wife
one
and
wheel.
kids. Yeah, they're working hard. We've done a lot. So we're prepared.
I would also mention for the listeners too, probably the most important endorsement that I'd like to see is that you're the only candidate with a pro-life, right to life endorsement.
Yes, so I am the only candidate endorsed by Right to Life of Michigan PAC. They're very specific about what they are. So Right to Life of Michigan PAC.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about the unborn. I think we're going to be persecuted for it. And I have been for putting my views out there and what I'm about. But it's okay.
Yeah.
I'd rather, like you've said, be yourself, be who you are. And if people want to vote you in for that, great. If they don't, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But it's been a lot of fun.
So full disclosure. So we've been friends for a few years now. Probably going back 6-7 years. And we had known some people mutually that we didn't we kind of knew way back and didn't know that they knew each other. But one of the things that really attracted me to you when I first met you was the whole reason I ran for county commissioner when I came down here is I went to my current county commissioner and had some issues, and he just kind of went, it's not my problem. And I went, well, you're not doing your job. I'll just take your job then and I'll get it fixed. Like, that's just kind of how my attitude is, right? And when I met you, and I talked to, I worked in Lansing and I ran campaigns and all that stuff. And a lot of elected officials and politicians just try to figure out who they can pass it off to instead of let me help you and I'll figure it out. Now, sometimes you have to give it to a different department or different municipality or whatever it is. But when I met you, it was just like, yeah, let's get it done. Let's figure it out. Like, that was always your attitude. And it was so refreshing in local government to find someone who went, oh, no, I'll figure it out for you. I remember when you first got elected, too, you had that Rolodex of 200 cards, and you just flipped through it. Okay, this guy can solve this problem. It's like that, like the Henry Ford, right? He said, I don't have to be the smartest guy in the room. He just had a big switchboard with a button. Who can I call that can help me with this problem? Yeah. And I remember in our first year, your first year and my first year as county commissioner, yours as supervisor, I mean, it was just like, I'd call you up and go, yeah, let's figure out how to get it done. Let's go get a $500,000 grant for downtown. Let's go figure out how to snow plow the roads. Let's figure out how to put in a roundabout, or let's go figure out how to fix this road, or whatever it is. And it's like, there's very few people in local, state, or federal government that have that kind of energy to want to help their community. A lot of them are there for title, for notoriety, for pay, for the free meals, whatever it is. And you're going, no, I just want to help my community. And it shows, I think, because you've been doing it, 14, I think, years now between
14
Park
years.
Board and
Park
trustee.
Board, 4 years, trustee 4 years, second term supervisor, and my second 4-year term. So it's very rewarding. You know, when I first got in, there was a drain issue off one of the dirt roads, and they laughed at me when I told them I could get that done for them, or at least try hard. And 30 days later, we had their whole drain issue fixed that was flooding like 5 houses. Wow. It had been 20 years.
Wow. Well, that's what I'm talking about,
3 or 4
right?
supervisors that they try to get it done through. It's all about working with other municipalities, other people in local government to be able to work together to get a job done. I remember being a trustee and I'd sit at our meetings, and one of our full-time elected officials would constantly bash the road commission. I just thought, they probably hate us.
Right.
So my whole mindset was, when I got in, is partner with everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone. Let's partner. And we've done that, you know, even with plowing subdivisions. Yeah. It ain't me doing it. You know, although you and I did go plow some neighborhoods one night.
Right. That was fun.
It's the community. Yeah. You know, people laughed when I said I could budget $10,000 and get our roads plowed. 127 neighborhoods. But I've got people every single year for $15 an hour that have jobs, that make $100,000 a year, that go plow roads
because they love the community.
Because they love the community, and they want to see a good thing happen, and they're excited because they're like the guy that's like getting the calls, looking Facebook to the roads that wasn't done. They're like, they're the, you know. So it's just about making people feel wanted, feel like they're part of the team. Because I mean, everything that happens in the community doesn't happen from Paul Pirrone. Yeah, it happens from, you know, leaders that want to put the effort together and get good volunteers. It's just like the library. We put 750 feet of 6-foot wide sidewalk from the junior high to the library for $600.
That's unheard of.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
That was because I partnered with the community. I partnered with local labor unions for their apprenticeships, and we were able to get it done. You know, and that all came from Hunter Gandy that was going down Jackman Road in his wheelchair to get to the library. You know, I'm like, wow. You know, I got a call, and so we made it happen in a few months.
Yeah. That kind of attitude, I think, might serve you well up in Lansing, where you'll be working with 110 other representatives from both sides of the aisle. You'll have bills come before you that'll be dealing with community issues across the state.
Well, that's what I tell people. I'm going to take everything I've done in Bedford, because I'm the only one with a proven track record that, you know, has been in government and has a proven track record of getting things done. Because you take a gamble when you elected a politician. Sure. You take a gamble.
Yeah, you really do.
With me, I have that proven track record of getting things done. So you take less of a gamble with me. Right. But I'm going to take that same thought mentality to Lansing. Treat local government like it's your own home. Yeah. The buildings, everything we have with it. It's easy to spend your tax dollars. It's difficult to be creative and really, you know, work with other people and organizations to get a job done for $600. That's difficult.
Well, that's funny you say that, because you mentioned the snow plowing thing, and I went, is people really going to snowplow for $15 an hour? I called a buddy who's in Toledo. I said, you want to do this? He goes, dude, I don't step in my truck for under $75 an hour.
That's minimum. 75.
Well, he said that's
low.
That's friend price.
That's a good price.
Yeah. And I'm going, Paul's got guys over here and they're all, and they're all professional and they do it. And it's like, but when you make those relationships and you spin it as like, hey, you're part of the community. We need your help. People will usually step up and help.
Oh, they will. And there's all kinds of people that are looking for things to do and get involved. And they're not perfect. They take out people's grass sometimes and sprinkler heads and mailbox. I mean, they've done all that. Well, we clean it up, we fix it.
Yeah.
But we're getting something done. 127 neighborhoods in 7 hours.
That's pretty insane.
Going from 4 days than what we'd be waiting on the road commission, because no fault of theirs, they got the primary and local road system to take care of.
Yeah.
But they don't have the highways anymore, which is great. So
this is your second time on the podcast. I think you came on, it had to be over a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago. So for everyone listening and all the new listeners, tell them a little bit about yourself. Give us a little 2-minute bio, what you're about. You're married. I know you got kids, but I won't spoil it. Go ahead and give us the lowdown.
So before politics, I was an iron worker for 20 years. I was the guy up on the building connecting the steel and the guy on the bridge decks laying the steel.
So 20% sociopath, right? As they say for iron workers.
Yeah. No. So I was a construction worker and very involved in my union. I was apprenticeship coordinator. But it was interesting being a Republican.
Right.
Working directly for the union, but it worked out. I was able to work with other people, on the different side of the aisle and still be able to get things done. But yeah, I have 5 kids. I've been married to my awesome wife, Stephanie, for 15, going on 16 years in another couple of weeks. We'll have our anniversary.
Cool.
Very involved in my local church, commander for the Royal Rangers, and I'm one of the leaders at our youth group. I'm a chaplain at the local YMCA, just involved in my community. Try to do as much extra stuff as I can. I love to fish. I love to hunt. Love to go camping.
Yeah.
With my buddies.
Right.
And we're not just friends. People say, hey, I'm friends with so-and-so. Greg and I, we hang out.
Right.
We're more than just,
we do have fun camping, and we love your kids too, man.
Yeah, so we have a good time.
Because you got 5, right?
Got 5 kids,
5 kids. And what's fun is we both homeschool too, so we know the challenges of that. Yeah. We know the rewards of that. Right?
Well, in today's day and age, I'm glad we are.
Right.
You hear all the stories of the bullying, and I'm not saying all public schools are bad or anything's, whatever, but some of the stuff that's being taught, I knock doors, thousands of doors.
Yeah.
People are tired of it.
Yeah.
People are tired of stuff being shoved down their kids' throats that doesn't need to be.
Right. Yeah. Not really having any recourse
a 9-year-old comes home from school or I heard somebody in my office today walked in and was telling me that their kid's in a private school and they came home and said to their parents that they're asexual now.
Jeez.
At 9 years old.
Yeah.
What are these? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That stuff should not be being taught to our kids in schools.
It's getting pretty crazy too, because I've heard stories where certain schools you go to, not just public schools, but schools in general, you go into a school district and the kids are like, okay, you have to pick one. Are you bi? Are you trans? Are you gay? And if you pick straight, they make, you're just straight. They make fun of you. They ridicule you.
Remember back in the day when you had to, gosh dang, when we would have sex education, we were sophomores.
I know, right?
And we had to have signed consent forms from our parents.
Yeah.
What the heck's going on?
Right.
Where did we get away from that?
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago either.
Kids coming home from school and their parents are like, huh?
Right.
Well, you know what I mean? So I'm thankful that we are. You know what I mean? It's been such a blessing. It's a lot of work, for our wives. When you have no downtime, you're with your kids constantly.
That is true.
So you don't get extra time to clean. So you got to be creative with your kids. Pick a day, because I call Friday is the clean day, and each one of the kids has their chores, and they're getting old enough now to where they can kind of help out, and the house gets cleaned.
Right.
So it's.
Wow, your house gets cleaned once a week?
Once a week, every Friday.
That'd be nice.
Everybody has their chores.
Well, let me ask you this, because this is something I think we might share. So you're a full-time supervisor, and you're in the office, but you're at home sometimes, and you know what I mean? You might go home on lunch because you're here in the area, and I'm here because I do real estate. Do you ever find it difficult that your kids don't know when you're working versus when it's home time. Like, I mean, you could be home at lunch and you're getting calls still from people, and they want to go, oh, Dad's home for an hour, a half hour, I want to play with him. You're like, oh, no, I'm working. I get that all the time. My poor kids, I have to like go, oh, no, I'm not just on my phone looking at social media. I'm working, so I try to come out here to the office or something. That's kind of tough, too, because you're always around them as a homeschool dad.
Yeah.
You know?
When I get home, I try to turn it off.
Yeah.
You know, unless it's something important or you know, attorney calling or, you know, I mean, I try to give them that time, and it's difficult, you know, especially in today when we're all attached to our phones.
Yeah.
But if I can encourage anybody, get unattached from your stupid phone.
Right.
Put it down. You know, stop letting it take over, because it's easy for that to take over.
Oh, sure.
You know, your family time, your home time. Your kids are noticing. My kids notice.
Oh, mine do too.
Too much. And that's when they start acting out, and they're like, why is they acting out? Well, because they're not getting any attention they used to get from you.
Yeah.
You know, because your face is stuck in a device.
Yeah.
You know, I would say, you know, before I come home or before, and I'm not perfect at it, you know, you try to finish your business.
Yeah.
Walk in the door with a mindset of, hey, I'm here for you guys now. Because
Right.
if you're not, if you're still in work mode, go back outside.
Right.
Because they don't want the halfway
The half dad.
dad.
Yeah.
You know, they
No,
want
it's
the
true.
full dad. They want all your attention. And if you can't give it to them, go outside and finish your work.
Then
And
come
then
back
shut
in.
it off and come in.
No,
You know,
that's good.
because it's getting bad for a lot of families.
Yeah.
You know, to where you can't turn it off. You know,
Yeah.
you got the phone constantly. Just, Facebook, flip.
Yeah.
You know, schedule times, maybe at night where you look through it, or in the morning. Or I know if it's your job, shut your phone off and leave it in your car. Take big action if you want to see big results. You know, a lot of people are, you know, wonder why their kids are struggling in areas. Well, get involved.
Yeah.
You know, get involved in what they're doing in their lives. You know,
Yeah.
so
I've always said you can tell, you know, people say, oh, it's the private schools, it's the public schools, charter, homeschool, oh, it's society, it's this. You show me a child who had two parents in the home that were involved in their education and their life, those now adults are doing okay.
well, it's just like church when the parents are saying, "Oh my gosh, my kid's not learning anything in church." It's not their job to learn your kids about Christ. And
Yeah, right.
You know, they go there,
We're
they
the
get.
primary.
You know, we need to help with that. We need to get involved.
Right.
We need to be the leader, and you know, make sure they're getting, you know, fed what they need to get fed, and you know what I mean. So
Right.
it's like we can't put all the onus on the school system or the church or the.
Right.
You know, we have to be partners in
You have
that.
to be parents, yeah. So let's shift gears. So what is your kind of government philosophy overview? Like if someone's listening, they're in your district, which we haven't talked where the district's at, but I'll make sure I link everything up to, or you can mention it where it's at. But so what's your general overview? I mean, we know you're conservative, Republican, you're man of faith, right? So like, but generally speaking, you get elected, you go to Lansing. What's kind of your general philosophy when it comes to that?
Work hard.
Yeah,
Be honest.
yeah,
Be who you are. You know, don't campaign on a bunch of stuff that's not really you,
right.
because a lot of people do that.
Almost everyone does.
You know, it's like, you know, when I was interviewing for one of my endorsements, I just said, you know, when I'm done with Lansing, they're like, well, what do you want to walk away with? And I said, my integrity.
Right,
You know, I don't know everything about what goes on in Lansing.
right. No one does.
You know what I mean? I don't know how to really get things done. I have a good idea. I know what I've done to get things done here.
Yeah,
But to treat it like we treat, like I said, our own home, to be the normal voice. People are tired of the whack jobs
Right.
representing us.
yeah,
You know what I mean? You watch the news and it's like, well, who the heck is that?
yeah.
What the heck are they talking about? Be normal.
Right,
You know, the majority of people want normal things taught in their schools: math, reading,
Right.
writing,
Yeah.
history. You know, we don't want. Let us teach our kids about, you know,
yeah. Critical race
what we
theory
need.
and
Yeah,
sex education.
you know,
and
just
transitioning and all that. Yeah,
you know, we need government, but we need less.
right.
We don't need
Limited,
to have,
yeah.
you know, things in our fingers and everything. It's like, you know, I get why things are in place for certain things, and you know what I mean. But we definitely can do better.
Right.
You know what I mean? Our roads were a mess when I was a trustee.
Yeah.
You know what you do? You figure out a way to get it done.
Yeah.
It's not rocket science. Look at the wasteful spending that
Yeah.
happens. Okay, we figured out a way to cut back, you know, $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 at Township Hall, poured it into our roads
Yeah.
for 10 years straight, we have some of the best roads in the county.
We
We didn't tax.
We do have the best
We didn't
roads
do
in the county.
millages. When I was trustee, that was the thing they wanted to do, the board.
Oh, just
They
throw on
wanted
another
to, no,
tax?
they wanted to charge each homeowner $75. And I said, before you do that, and I'm not totally opposed to that, but before you do that, let's show good faith and spend the money we have sitting in our bank account.
Right.
First, okay, be good with the money we have, and then if we're like, hey, we're out of money, we've done everything we can do, we need more to get this done, then go to them. Well, guess what? We cut where we needed to cut, and we didn't cut on services, and we were able to get all the roads fixed.
Yeah.
It's not rocket science. It's just about working hard, thinking outside the box, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
It was funny because we had I think his name was Earl, and I can't remember his last name, but he was the head of the Michigan Housing and Urban Development, and he came down here for something for the road, and he comes walking up, and I'm Greg, the county commissioner. This is state rep. I think it was Jason at the time. We know Jason Shepard, and he goes, man, you guys got some good roads. As soon as I hit Bedford Township, it was just like smooth sailing.
Yeah.
And this was like right after you had started that initiative and we were getting those roads paved. And then I've had two other people say that. Guys from Tamacog said the same thing when I was down at General Assembly a few months ago. Man, you guys got some good roads coming over the state line there, because we're very close to Toledo here for those listening, Toledo, Ohio. And I just went, people do notice when you do the right thing. I mean, could you imagine if you would have went to everyone and say, yeah, we want another $100 or $75, and
then you got $5 million.
And you got $5 million sitting, and then they go, what?
With no plans on anything for it.
Well, it would have got voted down, and then everyone would have been discouraged. Oh, they don't want new. And you came in and said, well, no, let's figure out creative ways to do this.
The biggest thing is once you fix them, you have to maintain them.
Right.
A lot of people fix them. They'll stick $1 million in a road, then they walk away from it for 10 years, and guess what? It's already filled with potholes. You have to crack seal it. You have to micro seal it. You have to chip seal it. You have to do the things to maintain it.
Yeah.
And if you keep up on them, they last a lot longer.
So that's the kind of stuff that I get excited about if you get into Lansing, is when you have certain bills come in, you will see, oh, we have to do this or that, or budget stuff, right? You're going to have 500 lines of budget, and each under those lines, headings, you have another couple hundred lines. I mean, it's a couple thousand lines of budget. You can look at road funding and have an idea, right, of like how it's done.
That's what I told people. You know, how could you go represent us in Lansing if you've never represented us locally?
Yeah, or don't even know how.
There's so much to understand and to learn locally.
Yeah.
And that's the advantage I have over my opponent. He has zero local government experience. You know, I could see if I was a state representative for 50 years and it's, oh my gosh, we got this, career politician. No, I was park board, trustee, supervisor. Yeah. I'm working my way to which I think you should do that. Yeah. Because I can represent you a lot better having that local government experience in Lansing, because I could be sitting there and understand, oh yes, we can do this. Oh, we could fund this. Oh, I know Stearns Road needs a turn lane, or Smith Road needs a turn, how to, right. Or, hey, we lose business in Toledo because we don't have the good incentive programs, because I've watched this company go.
Yeah.
Or
just understanding how budgeting works at the local level, how revenue sharing works with the state and federal, how grants work. Like, that was a learning curve for me at the county level of going, oh, I have to do these steps to apply for a grant, get a grant, only certain grants in areas. And then, oh, I only get 12% of my revenue back out of the 13% I give to the federal government because the state takes a bit, right? You understand all that because you have to deal with the budget every year. Someone who doesn't understand that, they could be spending 6-8 months, a year of that first 2-year term going, I need people to help me here. So then have you really elected that person to represent you, or have you elected the people that are telling them what to do?
Yeah.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't know. We only keep 1.5% of your taxes. The rest goes to the state.
Right. Yeah.
So that's what we work with,
Well, and then the state would look, but the state's going to look at you and go, hey, we only keep X amount and the rest goes to the feds.
Yeah.
It goes up. Everyone gets what's their beak all the way up.
Yeah, it's crazy. But no, I think it's time we have people that are willing, because I stood up to the good old boy system in Bedford Township.
Yeah.
And that's why I have some people that don't like me here. Yeah, but I'm willing to put myself out there and stand up and do the right thing, whether people like. I was never in this to get reelected. I don't need this job.
Right.
Okay, I can go back to ironworking tomorrow and make more money. So I'm doing this because I really love it.
Yeah.
I enjoy it, and I didn't give up my 30-year 30 and out retirement, for nothing. It's like
Right.
I have a passion, and I know that if I go to Lansing, I won't be one of the guys that just lays down to everybody in the
Right.
system. I'll stand up and stand out of the crowd.
Yeah. No,
We need more people like that.
We do need more people like that. And here's the thing. Ever since the Roe v. Wade, and then we have some other stuff coming down the line with the Supreme Court, the rights of the states, they're returning rights to the states.
As they should.
So people
the
like
federal
you
makes a mess out of it.
they do. So people like you are going to become that much more important. You're going to have more power at the state level, which I think constitutionally it should be, right? Like essentially we set it up to where the governors are a little president, you guys are Congress, legislature and both chambers, and then we elect our representatives. And I think it's just going to be in the next, like this race is so important for people across every state, obviously yours as well too here in Michigan, because state legislatures are going to become extremely important over the next 4, 6, 8, 10 years as the Supreme Court rightly returns power to those states. And guess what? You're much more reachable than sometimes my federal congressman.
Well, I'm the only person that probably
rep.
gets out his cell phone number. On every business card I give out,
Right.
which has been 10,000,
Yeah.
I have my personal cell number on there.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised, not many people call me.
Yeah. Oh, I would say, yeah,
But I'm very available.
yeah.
I'm on Facebook, and you can shoot me a message, and I return stuff. It's been difficult now running. Some of the people that are sending me all these emails about, different things. It's difficult to return them all, but it's because I'm campaigning and stuff and trying to get elected. But I'm very available.
So let me ask you this question before we get into our last segment and wrap this up. Has there been anything you've seen at the local level where you go, if I get elected to Lansing, I would like to attack that problem or fix that, or there's an issue, or is there anything near and dear to your heart to where you go, when I get to Lansing, I really think I could contribute by writing this bill, eliminating that bill, tweaking this? Is there anything specifically if voters are listening
right
now?
away, the 1931 dog law that says if somebody's livestock is injured in Bedford Township, a local government, then the township supervisor oversees the case in court.
Oh, did that happen to you?
It's multiple times.
Really?
So, and it's ridiculous. It should not come to the township. It should go to the law enforcement.
Right.
Period.
Yeah, because they do animal control and
Animal
everything
control,
else here in Michigan,
okay.
yeah.
So it's something the township gets wrapped up in. And
So wait a minute. If a dog or something attacks another any animal or like
No.
cattle?
livestock,
So any type of livestock.
chickens,
Is it like a hearing they
pigs,
have to have, or
a
what is
hearing, they go through
No
court,
way.
it costs the township a bunch of money. It's crazy the way it's
probably
so that
because
would be
back
that's just one of them. There's
Right.
a lot of goofy stuff like that that are old and inundated that I know about because I deal with it.
Right.
That's the
And you could-
difference
you
when
could
you
cl- yeah.
do local government. You learn these things.
You could clean them up and
You
get
can
them
clean
off
up
the
some of
books
those
and-
things. Incentives. We have to be better with incentives to keep business here.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have to really be better at that.
Especially
I've
as a
watched
borderline
businesses
community.
go. Borderline community, we see it.
Close to Ohio, yeah.
Because a lot of our businesses have Toledo employees.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's probably 60% sometimes.
Yeah. Because they just come in off,
The grant system has to be better from MDOT.
Yeah,
You
for the
use
roads.
you use
Yeah.
the grant system from MDOT for TAP grants, whatever it is. It costs me more money. At the end of the day, if I hire, and you can't hire local people unless they're certified through MDOT. Most people aren't.
Right.
The setups for it, it's got to be small business owned minority contract. The contractor that we got for our other project, I won't name their name, was terrible.
Right.
They were out of town. They're not going to care like my local people.
Right.
So that's got to be cleaned up.
So yeah, give
You
some
know, we need to
autonomy
give it
back
to the-
locals.
Let us get the grant. Let us use the local contractors and the people we know and trust.
Yeah.
That care about their work when they're done. The people
Right.
that did it, they don't care. They're gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, absolutely, man. You
So-
sound fired up about this.
Well, I do. I love this stuff. You know what I mean? And that's why I get fired up because
Yeah.
I've seen the difficulties of it.
Yeah, a lot of minutia you can get lost in there.
In roads, we're what, $400 billion underfunded in Michigan. Come on.
Yeah.
We've got to figure out ways to be better with our road system. My grandma died on Erie Road hitting a pothole. That was big as this flipping table.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That can't happen.
Right.
We've got to be better about that.
No, I agree. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's, there's just a few things.
Yeah.
But
Cool. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's shift gears here. I didn't tell you we were going to do this, but we do this with a couple guests. It's called Fresh 10. We ask you 10 random questions, personal questions, fun ones. You can answer off the top of your head so people can get to know you a little bit more. You want to stick around and play it?
Sure.
Let's do it.
Yo, can we kick that one more time? Let's go. I'm fresh. I'm fresh. I'm fresh.
All right, here's Fresh 10 with Paul Pirrone. Question number 1. Who's a figure in history you look up to or that inspires you? Let's go with the historical figure outside of Christ, since we're both believers here. I think that'd be a go-to. So
Okay.
who's, I don't know, maybe a president or a philosopher or, I don't know, a sports athlete? It's always fun to ask someone this. He's really thinking about it. There's no wrong answer.
Maybe Abe Lincoln.
Abe Lincoln. You're the second person to on this show to
I love
answer
his
that.
story. you
Yeah.
know? I love the history
Okay.
of him.
All right. Question number 2. What do you do to relax? You had a long
Sit in
day.
the sun,
Sit in the sun.
close my eyes.
Take a nap.
Listen, I
You're
stopped taking naps because I typically get punched by a kid or something when I take a nap, and then I wake up obviously, and I'm mad for a while.
Yeah,
So I'm done with naps.
You're
still.
done
The
with
kids are
naps?
gone, yeah.
All right. All right. This is a 2-part question, 3 and 4. We touched on it a little bit. What's the most rewarding part of homeschooling? And then question 4 is going to be, what's the most difficult part of homeschooling? So what's the most rewarding part, you think?
Rewarding is our kids actually being taught by us
Right.
and them learning from us. You know, not
And probably
somebody,
getting
not
a-
somebody we don't know.
Right.
And hoping for the best with that. And the most difficult part is alone time.
Yeah.
You know, you're never
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah, that's
you know,
true.
to get
Yeah.
away and kind of, and our kids are old enough now to we can just kind of take off
Right.
and, you know, have the oldest one watch them and stuff. But it's, you know,
When they were all little,
when they were little, it was tough,
like
man.
that. Yeah, because
Especially for stuff.
yours
I
are
mean,
all within 8-year span, maybe
yeah.
8 or
Yeah,
9 years.
13 to
You're
6.
13 to 6. So yeah. All right. Question number 5. What 3 albums are you bringing with you on the deserted island?
3 albums?
What's 3 albums or 3 songs or 3 artists? Your favorite 3. You're on the deserted island. You only can bring 3.
Kenny Chesney, because he's got a lot of island songs, you know.
Okay. All right.
Plus, he's my mom's cousin.
No way.
Yeah. My
Did you
mom's name's Carol Chesney.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, so why haven't we had him show up at a fundraiser or something singing for
Get
you?
him on the show.
Are you a big music guy or not
Nah,
really?
not really.
Just you
No.
listen to whatever. So
I listen to whatever.
So Chesney and 2 other random ones, or do you got a second or third one?
Oh, we need to get a little bit of Christian music in there.
Okay.
Who's a good Christian?
I don't.
Toby Mac.
Okay, Toby
He's
Mac.
good.
Oh, he's going deep. My daughters just got
And then,
introduced to Toby Mac.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he does
Last
a good
year.
concert.
Does he?
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay,
Let's
we'll just go with
Joe.
those 2.
Yeah.
What property do you try to buy when you're playing Monopoly, and why?
Oh, Boardwalk, because it just gets you the most money. But it's most rewarding when the kids hit it and the game's over.
And you're like, gotcha.
Yeah.
That's funny. Oh, that's a good one. All right. What book should everyone at least open up and read outside of the Bible? What's a good book you'd recommend to anyone to just say you should at least pick it up one time and check it out? It can be fiction, nonfiction, maybe something you read in the past that you found interesting.
Gosh, what's that marriage book that Matt Moraga teaches?
Love and Respect?
Love and Respect. Read Love and Respect. You know what? With marriage failing in this world, read Love and Respect
There
and
you
act
go.
upon it.
I like it. Number 8. We're almost through them. Where's your favorite place to vacation in Michigan and why?
Probably Van Buren,
Yeah?
because the water's beautiful.
Oh,
and
up there
it's
in
like,
South
you
Haven.
feel like you're on vacation.
Yeah. No, they've got Lake Michigan's gorgeous around there. All right, you're jumping into your time machine. The flux capacitor's running. You got your DeLorean. Would you rather go into the past and meet your ancestors or go into the future and meet your great-great-grandchildren?
Going to the past.
Okay, that's a consistent answer on here. Now, why go to the past
Because
over going to the future to see what's going on up there with your great-great?
I mean, both would be interesting. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
the past would be kind of cool to see kind of how they were
How they were.
raised and grew up and stuff. And
Yeah.
I don't really want to see probably the future, what it looks
All right, number 10, last question. What is the most concerning issue facing state and federal politics today, in your opinion? We went easy on 9 of them, and now you get the tough one.
Probably, what's coming to the states now. I mean, with the Roe versus Wade issues.
Yep.
Going to be laws on that, because it's not, it's not just cut and dry. We need to get to work on it, because there are situations to where we need to get involved as a state and help some of these people. You get the, the rape and incest situations where a young girl, and we need to help them out. We need to, you know what I mean? Those are the situations where I feel very strongly.
Do you think the state has an obligation to help them out, or do you think it should be left to churches, charities, and nonprofits?
I think it's both.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I think, if a 13-year-old girl gets raped and is pregnant, I think there's got to be ways that we can help in those situations as a state.
Okay. Well, that was, we really ended on a serious note there.
Yeah,
usually,
you did.
Usually it's light, but that was Fresh 10.
God, can we kick that one more time? Let's go. I'm fresh. I'm fresh.
All right, Paul, thanks for being here. Why don't you throw out maybe some social media websites people can get a hold of you. I'll make sure we link this up so when the show goes live, they can click on it and check it out. But throw it out there anyway for the listeners.
So voteperrone.com is my website. And I'm on Facebook.
Same
TikTok.
name. Yeah.
I'm on TikTok now.
Oh,
Instagram.
Are you personally on TikTok, or is it someone from your team's on TikTok?
No, I'm personally on it now.
No way.
Yeah. I just posted my first video a couple days ago. So
it was funny because someone goes, "Are you guys on TikTok?" I said, "Look, after like Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and Truth Social and Gab and Discord and all these I'm like, I'm done. I'm drawing the line at TikTok. I can't add another one." But a lot of elected officials do short little videos on TikTok.
Yeah.
Does really well for them.
Yeah, so I'm starting to do that. But let me be honest. If I'm out of politics, okay, I would shut it all off.
You shut it all down.
All of it.
Right. So it's just kind of a necessity.
I think it's terrible.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, it's.
I'll tell you what, though, it's a great way for constituents to reach out.
It is. It's great for that. Like I feel it's great. Like in my position, I answer a lot of questions. I get a lot of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
cool.
Not for me with the family.
Well, Paul, thanks for stopping by again. We appreciate you being on. It was cool learning a little bit more about you, letting people hear about you, and I hope you do well. You got my vote in the primary coming up in a few weeks here in Michigan. And guys, for anyone listening, make sure you go check out it's Vote Pirrone.
VotePerrone.com.
VotePerrone.com. We'll link it up. You can check him out. As always, we appreciate you guys leaving reviews, checking us out at dmwpodcast.com. God bless.
Peace.
There we go. Cool. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Dead Men Walking Podcast for full video podcast episodes and clips, or email us at deadmenwalkingpodcast@gmail.com.
None you